Much like Xbox, PlayStation offers a very cool feature when doing certain things in games that will earn you a little trophy. And again, much like Xbox, some of these trophies are just insanely difficult, and there are so few people out there that actually have unlocked them that you have to wonder if the developers ever wanted people to actually get them. What's up, guys? Jimmy here. Welcome to Chaos Top 10s, and today we're going to be taking a look at and counting down 10 of the most impossible PS4 trophies that everyone failed to unlock. And just to be clear, we won't be looking at Platinum trophies since we already did a full video dedicated to Platinum. So, hang on. We are running a $200 Amazon gift card giveaway the entire month. All you have to do to enter is like this video, be subscribed, turn on your notifications, and leave a comment why you want to win it with your Twitter handle attached. I will announce the winner at the end of the month on Twitter. Make sure you guys turn on your notifications, click that little bell, check the box so you receive a notification whenever a new video goes up. And now, let's go over some impossible PlayStation trophies that most everyone failed to unlock. And if you unlocked any of these, give yourself a pat on the back and let me know in the comment section. At number 10, Hero in Metal Gear Solid 5. Ground Zeroes. Kicking off the list is the Hero Trophy in Metal Gear Solid 5. Before the release of the Phantom Pain, there was a prologue called Ground Zeroes that would help flesh out the story of the upcoming game and also help catch new players up to speed on the story. It was a pretty good idea. The game received pretty positive reviews, although definitely not as positive as the actual Phantom Pain release. And when hunting for the Platinum in this game, chances are gamers had the most trouble with the Hero Trophy, which required the player to complete every main mission, side ops missions, and the extra ops mission with an S rank. As of right now, only 6.95% of gamers have unlocked this trophy, which is a little higher than the other percentages you're going to see on this list. But when you take into account how many people actually played this game, that is a very, very small amount of people to actually earn the trophy. At number 9, we have crushed them with one swift stroke in Star Wars Battlefront. This multiplayer shooter was released to pretty lackluster responses from fans who didn't like the lack of content. However, what the game did have was some trophies. One aspect of Star Wars Battlefront that was fun was the vehicles, as the Star Wars universe has some of the coolest vehicles of any fictional universe ever. However, some of these vehicles are a little easier to use than others. The Crush Them With One Swift Stroke trophy requires you to trample 25 enemies while piloting an AT-ST. But if you know anything about Star Wars, you know that these things move super slow, and trampling anyone pretty much requires that they are either really dumb or they're AFK. Needless to say, this trophy is pretty rare, and as of recording the video, less than 4% of the players have actually pulled this off. At number 8, we have Weapons Specialist in Killzone Shadow Fall. This FPS was released in 2013 for the PS4 as one of their main console sellers, attempting to bring in fans of shooters and proving that the PlayStation 4 was the place to be for multiplayer FPS games. The game itself is pretty fun and was a huge success, currently holding the spot of third best-selling game on the console. And much like Call of Duty and Battlefield, Killzone features a system in which you can choose different weapons and do challenges with them to unlock new attachments. And the Weapons Specialist trophy required you to unlock every attachment for every gun in the game. And apparently, not everyone wanted to grind that much because as of right now, only 2.96% of Killzone players have actually acquired this trophy. That's not many at all. At number 7, we have the Master of All Trades in Injustice 2. Injustice 2 is a massive, massive roster of 28 playable characters for each gamer to choose from. With a fighting game as deep and as technical as Injustice 2, it can be hard to master one character, let alone two. So how about all 28? Well, that's what this trophy is actually demanding from you. The Master of All Trades trophy in Injustice 2 requires you to reach a maximum ranking for every single character in the base game. And as of right now, only 6% of players have managed to do it. And I'd have to imagine just the sheer amount of time that this one would actually take is the main reason why so few people have done it. But I also can't imagine how hard it would be to get that good with every single character. At number 6, Show Off in Sportsfriends. This PS4 game is a ton of fun and is a collection of mini-games, all based on real sports, but with little twists to make them a little more interesting and unique. This game has some pretty tough and pretty rare trophies in it as well, but there's a reason why Show Off is the rarest of them all. This trophy requires the player to win a match of Hakra, one of the games, while simultaneously taunting while scoring at least half of your points. Like Super Smash Bros., Sportsfriends allows your characters to taunt during the game, and this trophy requires you to taunt while you're scoring for at least half of your points throughout the entire game. And you have to win the match to boot. As of now, less than 6% of the gamers playing Sportsfriends have actually been able to acquire the show-off trophy. Cracking into the top 5, Back from Hell and Street Fighter V. This one is pretty insane. Street Fighter V is a very popular game, but as of this video's production, only 1.64% of players have got this trophy, okay? Why is that, you may ask? Well, the Back from Hell trophy requires players to go into survival mode on the highest difficulty and win 100 fights with a single health bar. How is that even possible? There are ways to slowly bring your health back up over the course of these 100 matches, but on the highest difficulty, your chances of surviving 100 fights on a single spawn are pretty slim, impossible for me. Even if you think you're a Street Fighter god, this one, wow. Let me know if you've actually done this one or if you know somebody that is in that 1.64% that has unlocked this trophy. At number 4, The Silent and Don't Starve. Don't Starve is a very interesting open-world survival game released in April of 2013 as you play as a scientist who has to survive in the dark, mysterious world. And the only way you survive is by finding food and avoiding enemies. The game is quickly known for its insane difficulty, as when you die, you have to start completely over. There are other playable characters to unlock, one of which is Wes, who is the hardest of them all to get, mainly due to the fact that the game doesn't always spawn the challenge that you have to have in order to get him. Due to the game's difficulty and the inconsistency in Wes's challenge spawn, the trophy for unlocking him is one of the rarest in the entire game, and as of recording this video, only 0.64% of players have actually done it. At number 3, we have Lunatic in Outlast. This survival horror game was a surprise hit when it was released a few years back and is widely regarded as one of the scariest games on the console's generation platform. Not only was the game super scary, but it was also very difficult due to the lack of combat, forcing the player to stay out of sight as much as they possibly could and making every single engagement with an enemy all more terrifying because you know that you can't fight back. The rarest trophy in the game is called Lunatic, which requires you to beat the campaign on Insane mode, and as of right now, only 1.6% of Outlast players have gotten this one, which is insane given that there are 216,000 people that bought this game for PlayStation 4, and less than 2,000 have actually unlocked this trophy. At number 2, Winner Takes All in DC Universe Online. Can you guess what the trophy is? Let me know in the comment section. This MMO set in the DC Comics universe was a pretty cool idea that unfortunately wasn't as popular as developers hoped it would be. Nevertheless, it is still going strong on PlayStation 4 as a free-to-play game, and I recommend checking it out if you like DC, but anyway, the game. You can choose to be a hero or a villain, each of which has its own perks and challenges for you to play around with. The Winner Takes All trophy requires you to play as both a hero and a villain and finish all of the challenges and trophies that are specific to each one. Guess how many people actually did this one? 0.73%. Now, you could argue that this one is just due to how long it would take and how much you would actually have to do, but that is still an insanely small percentage. Less than 1% of the people actually managed to finish all the hero and villain trophies in this game. Okay, we've reached the number 1 spot. I want to know if you can guess what it is in the comment section. Is there anything you can't do in Trials? Fusion. Trials is known for being insanely difficult. The games are simple. You just get on a bike. You go from left to right while going over obstacles and staying on the bike as long as possible. It's easy, right? Well, Fusion is the most recent game in the series and arguably the hardest. Each track also has a set of optional challenges like completing it by doing it in a certain amount of backflips or handicapping yourself in some way. And the Is There Anything You Can't Do trophy requires you to do every single challenge in the first 8 events of the game. And as of recording the video, only 0.22% of players have unlocked this baby. Yeah, less than 0.3% of people who bought the game were able to finish all of the challenges. If that doesn't say something about how tough the Trials games are, I honestly don't know what does. That may be one of the lowest percentage trophies of all time. There you have it, my friends. Those are 10 impossible PlayStation trophies that pretty much everyone failed to unlock. Let me know some of the hardest trophies that you can think of that you've actually unlocked. There's a playlist below that you can unlock and watch all the other gaming top 10s that go up. And make sure you like the video if you enjoyed, found it informative, and subscribe on your way out. I'll see you guys tomorrow for a brand new one.